Hi, Dave Snyder here. It's the 4th day of January 2017, and I'm doing a little reenactment for you here because I, failed to roll the video while I check this out. Like I like to do. I like to do things in front of people, because I don't. I want them to see it at the same time I see it. I want them to see it work at the same time I see it work, because it's just more realistic that way. Because this stuff surprises me all the time. Not as much as it used to surprise me, but it never fails to do this. It's pretty. I've gotten it down pretty well to where, and I have enough images saved from the past of the weather that I can show you these things. If I didn't save these images from the weather, I wouldn't be able to show you anything worthy of showing it. Seriously. Okay, so it started out. I was up here in my list of overlays. This is a pretty long list, and I clicked on this image, and it was untitled. Here it is. It's still untitled, and I copied it and brought it down to the bottom of my list. So when I seen it, I was like, oh damn, there's that crater. That's the crater. But it's funny because this is a picture of Asia, but it's upside down. You can see there's Japan right here, right? I think that's Japan, but Japan's over here. Okay. You can see it's the right size, though. I got this set at the right size. What I laid this down, the reason I put this here was the Himalayan curve. Now, just watch as I fade this out. You can see the whole shape of that whole chunk of land right there, basically. The whole chunk of land is right there. So, and I've seen this so many times, this crater. And you won't see it in the weather anymore, probably, but I've seen this many times in many different ways in this location over the Tibetan Plateau many times. Okay, so when I brought this up, I don't even remember doing it, but it's obviously it's something I did. So this is what I had to do. I left this here, and I brought up the lunar South Pole picture, right, and that is here, and I aligned it to that crater right there. That's the crater. I know it is. I know it's this crater, and I did this freehand, or just lining that up. I know that Schrodinger shows itself in the pattern, the typhoon pattern, right here by China and Taiwan and the Philippines. I know that. I know that for sure, that it's right here in this area. And this is, so I have to get this here and this here. That's basically what I need to do, what I wanted to do. Okay, and then after I did that, I shut off this picture of the lunar South Pole. Shut it off. And I'm being totally straight with you. I'm not bullshitting you about this. I turned it off. And then what I did is I brought up, I had this picture here from the other day, the video the other day. Okay, well, I just copied that and shut it off, and I, moved it over here and put this within the borders. Basically it's close enough. You can see I'm out a little bit there, but it's just close enough. So I did that. I just put that in the borders. Then what I do is I bring this picture of the lunar South Pole back and check it. And they were not aligned one over the other at all. They were aligned to this weather pattern right here. That's it. Just that one circular crater that's that's in that overlay from years ago. I aligned this lunar South Pole to that, and then just turned it, put this in the borders and turn it on. That's what I did. No lie. And look at that fit. I couldn't have got that, I couldn't have put that down better if I was trying. If I was trying to align this to the lunar South Pole, I couldn't have done it. It wouldn't have turned out any better. It couldn't have. That's just beautiful right there. Look at that. Wow. That's pretty good. Lined itself up really good. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but you can see right here, you can see something right there in that spot in that blue. Now, I know people are wondering, well, how the hell, does it, how does that make any difference? You're using some, it's upside down, everything's upside down, what's going on? There's Mongolia this way, there's Mongolia that way. That's a little complicated. that gets really into some serious geology stuff that I don't know very well, and honestly, I'm showing you the weather pattern shows it. You can see that shape of China in this weather pattern, absolutely. I mean, it's like maybe the continent turned one way and then the other. Japan probably wasn't even here at the time that these patterns were made. These ones here, I doubt Japan was even there. So that you could just basically disregard this, or we could look at it over this area and see. Japan is. It kind of. I looked at it earlier. It kind of looks like there's some funny shit going on there, but you never know. You see some kind of. I see a pattern here that looks. Here, let me turn the borders off here. I see a pattern here. That looks. That lake kind of borders this pattern here I'm talking about right here. I can kind of see something there in that pattern that matches this area down here. And definitely, I know, you zoom in, and they don't really show it no more, but there's images of the Tibetan Plateau that show, the actual land showing like a big crater in this area there. And you can kind of see this one. That's the whole thing what they've done with Google Earth. They used to have all those pixels, the pixelation in there. I bet you the old picture with the pixelation would show this. That of China. I got it saved somewhere. If you want to hang out for a second, I can pull it up. But I don't know. I'll just share it on my Google Plus or something. You can check it. I'll check to see if it shows it, and I'm sure it does. It'll just show a lot of pixels is what it'll show, but it'll be all in this spot, so it'll be obvious that they're hiding something in that spot. That's basically the best I could do, I guess. So anyways, thank you for watching. Time to get back to work. Something done. Something. Alright, everybody have a great day.